I'm a foster mom. I've been one for about 14 years. I never thought I would ever be one. I sort of fell into it, and I'm so glad. I didn't have any kids. My husband and I didn't have children, so I worked really hard in the business world. I wasn't happy. I was successful. I wasn't happy. I was a godmother to lots of kids, a Sunday school teacher, but I wanted someone to call me Mom. I didn't want to just teach and hug. I wanted to have children.
I think when I began to think about adoption, my biggest concern was, can I do this permanently? Because again, I'd seen children move from home to home to home, and I knew that this child had been disrupted more than once and had had a failed adoption. So, prior to making the decision, I knew that it had to be a permanent commitment, and that once we entered into it, it was for good.
I remember thinking I wasn't qualified. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I could be a good mom or not.
I stopped and thought, okay, is there any situation that I could not deal with? And spent a lot of time thinking about that. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that there is support out there for everyone. There's education, there's support, and that was available to me as well. And I knew how to access those resources, so I wasn't afraid to do it. And there are, many children in the foster care system now, many teenagers who deserve and need a committed family. I think one of the fears that people have about teenagers is that you hear, that they have problems and they have issues. What teenager does not have adjustment issues?
And I remember one little girl said, well, why would you want me? I'm a teenager. Don't you want a little kid? And I'm like, well, kittens grow up and become cats. Puppies grow up and become dogs. You don't get rid of them, you love them.
They lost their birth family. They may have lost several foster adoptive families. So I think they really need a family, and I think it's important for people to understand that them pushing away doesn't mean that they don't want you or need you. They just need time to learn to trust again and learn to love, and they definitely need to belong.
Get great pleasure out of taking my boys in the kitchen 2 weeks before Christmas and cooking all of this mess that they have no business eating. And I let them have at it for 2 weeks. They run me nuts, but I realize that this stuff that regular everyday kids take for granted, the fact that your mama's cooking when you come home from school, that these children have not even experienced. Stuff that I don't want to eat that. You know what I'm saying? Everyday stuff that our children became spoiled and overindulged in, these children have never even experienced. A mama that's frying some chicken in a skillet when you came home. You'd be surprised at how much joy. It is not rocket science. All you got to do, when people talk to me, they say, oh, what kind of degree? What is your background? I tell them, I'm just a mama. I'm a mama. And I do things that mamas do.
These kids have already been hurt. They've already been rejected. They've already had people say no to them or just leave them alone or say, I can't take this child, take them away. So you can't look at it like that. You look at them as, this is a child that needs you. This child needs someone to believe in them. And when things aren't going well, that's when they need you the most. And I sometimes would ask myself, when I really make the worst mistakes of my life, when I've really let myself down, do I want someone else to turn their back on me? Or do I want someone to just hug me and hold me? Not even say magic words, just hold me and just say it's gonna be all right. And somehow when you feel loved, then you can pick yourself up and try again. And that's what the kids need.
There's so many children that need homes in our country. And there are children in other countries, there are just as many in other countries that need homes, but we have children right here that need us, and we need to take care of the children that are right here.
And we as the American community, we're walking past and we're saying to these kids, this is somebody else's problem. But I am here to tell you today, this is our problem and it's not going away.
If the child is not adopted, there's going to be so much more damage done to that child while they're in the foster care system and moved, and they may get in a good foster home where they stay. They may be moved 3 or 4 times, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. They may spend years and age out of the system.
And you do not have to be perfect, because I am not perfect. My cooking's not good, my jokes aren't good, and I'm not the most beautiful thing, and I'm a half a century old, and I've got teenagers when I could be a grandma. But you know what? My kids love me.
I think you reach a point where you say, this is my life, and what's one more child? What's 3 more children? It's just, you can make a difference in their life. They're only children for a short time.
And if I needed to, I could call my mom or my dad, and they'd be there for me. If these kids don't have a home, who's going to be there for them?
And I think that's an important thing to keep in mind when you're adopting. It's, you know, what can I do to make a difference? And there are many children out there that will make a difference in our world, and we need to be there for them.
And it's not me. I'm not special. I'm just a person who opened up my heart and my home.
It is the most worthwhile trouble that I have ever put myself through. I know that they have behaviors that you are going to think, I cannot deal with this. But they are just kids. That's it. And if you can remember that that's a child, then you can do this job. You can do this work. You'll be surprised what gifts lie in you.